Thank you all for joining today. My name is Prashant. I'm the Trailblazer Community Group Leader for Vijayawada Marketers Group, Pardot. Today we have Funny with us, who will be speaking on top AppExchange app and Chrome extensions, which are generally useful for all the admins and developers as well. So, quick introduction about myself. I'm a technical lead at AppExchange, 12 times Salesforce certified application architect direction. I'm a community group leader, trailhead mentor, and you can follow me on Twitter and connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So about the speaker, Phaneendra is a CTO of AppExchange. He's a Salesforce and AWS certified enterprise architect, MarTech solution architect as well, and he's a Salesforce marketing champion. 33 times Salesforce certified and MuleSoft certified as well, and 3 times Velocity certified and even RPA certified. For today's agenda, we'll be quickly speaking about what will be the introduction later, different top AppExchange apps, Chrome extensions. We'll have a quiz on the session, so please do keep in mind and listen to the session. Okay, and at the last we even have a Q&A. So a quiz will be on Kahoot, so please keep your mobiles or other screens ready for that. Thank you. Over to you, Funny.
Thank you, Prashant, for the wonderful introduction. And I'll share my screen. So hope you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, Funny, we can.
Okay, thank you. So hi, everyone. Welcome to Vijayawada Pardot Community Group. And very good morning, everyone. And good afternoon to the people sitting in different regions. Today, I would like to talk about the best of free AppExchange apps and Chrome extensions. And this is our agenda today. I'm going to talk about a couple of pointers here. I'm going to give some overview of AppExchange and Salesforce Labs. I'm going to talk about my top 15 Salesforce Labs, especially on the Salesforce Labs AppExchange apps. It's all 100% free. And I've grabbed all the details from different websites. And then I personally check a couple of AppExchange apps, which can definitely help for all the sales, service, marketing, consulting people, and all the different personas with the category wise, right? So there are IT, there are IT platform, there is financial, accounting, right? Different customer service, different categories of departments available in the entire ID. So I've break down the categories into different AppExchange apps. And I would like to talk about the best of Chrome extensions as well, which can definitely help to reduce the developer's effort and admin's effort. And finally, we have any questions and answers. You can pose the questions in chat, and probably I think I can answer this after my session. After that, or else someone from the someone from the audience list can share their knowledge as well. So what are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about today the overview of AppExchange and Salesforce Labs. And I'm going to talk about top free solutions to install today quickly. And we can talk about overview of Chrome extensions and list of the Chrome extensions with the category wise. And finally, the questions and answers that what I've told, right? So what is AppExchange? So it's a Salesforce store, like you have App Store, Play Store, the same thing for Salesforce. We have a store called AppExchange, a faster and intelligent way to find the right solutions to expand the world's number of CRM. You can find a lot of apps. If you can go to the appexchange.com, you could get you all the apps and with different categories, different kind of versioning systems, whether the free app or, so typically the people can go like that. So essentially what they'll do is they'll go and then get this appexchange.com. So it is a marketplace for all Salesforce. We can find a lot of free apps, paid apps, and different kind of apps available, right? So if you look at the categories, as I said, like finance, human resource, enterprise, ERP, sales, customer service, IT, admin, and all this stuff. And when you look at these, so you can look at a lot of apps where you can install based on the category, based on the customer stories. And there are some apps which comes with very free. You could leverage those apps, which can reduce your work, and which can gives a lot of time saving for your day-to-day normal routines, right? Just log in. So this is how, when you try to install or when you try to access this app, so ideally nowadays everything has been a proper security. You have to log in with your Salesforce account, then only you can able to access your trial AppExchange apps, and you could able to install as well, right? So this is how the AppExchange look like, and it has a lot of, I think, Trailblazer, want to see product for role industry and all. Yeah. So this is how normally you can be able to look at all the apps. Let's suppose if I want to look at the finance wise, right? So it will take me to finance related apps. And with the finance related apps, where I have a lot of filters here, there are some free, paid, discounted by non-profits, different kind of editions that the app supports. And the rating wise, cloud and features, other filters, languages wise as well. If I'm going to filter with only free apps, I'm going to filter what are all the finance free apps. I can check it out, the best Salesforce apps. Look at this, right? So the QuickBooks online sync with DB sync is free, and there is expense tracker for Salesforce Labs. I'm going to talk about it. What is Salesforce Labs as well? Okay, there are free apps available like this. You can go and then you can just click on this link, and then you can quickly go and then try to click on install, so that it automatically asks you your where you would like to install. Maybe you would like to install your developer sandbox, or you want to do it in a production. So it'll option get it now, right? And you will get to know the characteristics of this app as well, and you will get to know the details about this app, and it'll give you some details on what is this app about as well, and the installation guidelines, right? So this is what our AppExchange look like, a kind of marketplace where we can go and then search our free apps and then get most out of it, right? So that's what the AppExchange. So it's all ready to install solutions, intelligent recommendations, guided learning paths. So all this fancy stuff available for our people to leverage, and we could recommend to our customers and the clients who are really taking longer time to taking their jobs, and just recommend us the best apps so that they'll feel happy. And although the day we invented AppExchange long back, maybe to 2010, 2010, yeah, 2010. So from 2010 on, from today, is like there are more than 6 billion installs has been happened. So more than 6 million and more than 10 million so far, I believe, right? So that's a benefit of AppExchange. And I would love to talk about the Salesforce Labs. So why I would like to talk about Salesforce Labs is Salesforce Labs is an internal product company, internal team of Salesforce. They're like a separate entity who all together, where they will try to see the entire common ideas between all the Salesforce consulting employees and other employees across the globe. They'll find out what is necessary, what is really making meaningful for the customers to make them feel happy. They look into it, all this essentials, right? And then they'll come up the common solved business problems. Okay, what are all the common business challenges in terms of different categories, maybe sales, service, marketing, and all, right? What they'll do is they'll go and then build an app for you, and those apps you can directly found under you can look at this. Those apps you can directly found here under Salesforce Labs. If you can go to this, right? So this is one of the Salesforce Labs. So these are all the sales. If you can click on this Salesforce Labs normally, where is this link? Yeah, it's not showing here. So you look at this name, more providers. So these are all the Salesforce Labs kind of, all our Salesforce Labs only. You look at all these apps are built by Salesforce company, the product teams, and then they'll go and then introduce for all of our purpose to leverage it, and then and it's all free, 100% free. They'll not charge for anything. They'll just build for our purpose to make it more reliable and countable, right? So that's how Salesforce also help us for making our lives easier and the customer lives also easier. So that's how the Salesforce Labs has been introduced. So along with this, there are common ideas. Everyone asked me the same question. So funny, these are all the apps are managed packages. I see some of the managed packages apps are available. Managed and unmanaged, hope you're all aware of it. Managed app is nothing but that you cannot able to go and then tweak your changes, because there is an app you install, but the customer wants something on top of the app. So, but that app is managed where you can't able to edit their code and everything. But Salesforce Labs gives us a flexibility. There is a Salesforce Labs GitHub account is available. What you guys can do is you can go and then get you all the unmanaged code. You can like it, right? So these are all the apps available. Milestones Project Manager and has Lightning Rate, Brand Chart. There are different apps available. Now, more than 150 plus repositories are available. These are all unmanaged. And you can go install this. We can look at this, maybe a record clone, right? So there's a Lightning Web Component. So you can directly go and then you can install, you can use a CLI to install your entire repo into your Salesforce. Although they'll give one more option as well, a kind of instructions. You could install this and then you could change the code of this as well to extend the customer capabilities. That's how the product is very well matured in terms of leveraging the Salesforce Labs code to extend the capabilities of what customer or the client expectations for, right? That's how it really helps a lot. And I'll just ping you the link here as well. And I'll take a pause and ask if anyone has any questions. Madhukar, okay, I'll suggest Madhukar. I'll suggest let's jump into a step-by-step app, and after that I'll suggest you the best reporting apps can leverage for all the customers with respect to sales, service, and marketing. Okay, I'll go back to my presentation again, and I'll just take you through now the top 15 Salesforce Labs that what Salesforce Labs has been innovative, right? So I'll start with last in first out, right? So my top 15 AppExchange app is action plans. So everyone talking about, so this is some of the best practices to reusable the task template. So this is like when you work with the Sales Cloud, there are salespeople whom you onboarded, right? Let's suppose there's a sales where I would like to introduce a team. I'm going to give an onboarding to the people before they touch my sales activities, before they understand the leads activities and opportunities and all this stuff, before they come to my platform. Automatically what I can do is I can assign some action plans to him. Nothing but we can create multiple, just like a template. Hope everyone aware of it, how field service lighting works. Field service lighting has a work plan templates. So when you create one work plan templates, whenever the new field service agent comes, and then you can assign that template to him automatically. When you assign a template to the person, automatically series of activities, nothing but a task has been allocated to that person. You can see here, when the new person joins, immediately assign or one of the manager assign this action plan template, automatically all the activities will be assigned. And this is something which can be leveraged not only for sales, but you can leverage for Service Cloud or FSL as well. And it's completely unmanaged and customizable. This is something where you could look at your efficiency perspective, where you could leverage this app for managing your entire plans of your sales, your support agents, along with your field service agents as well. Okay, so I given the link to app and native apps and when was released and all. Okay, let's go back to the next 14th one. So this is MagicMower. MagicMower is a tool which is really good and cool stuff actually. Hope you're aware of it. When we started the Lightning migration long back, last 4 or 5 years back, where we have a new interface called Lightning. Initially, when we worked with Classic, right? And after that, in Classic, we almost worked in almost 14 years, starting from 2004, 2005 to 2015, right? Almost 15 years we have been Classic only. And within the Classic, we have lot many attachments, we have lot many files, we have not many normal nodes, everything is available. So when the Lightning comes and Salesforce recommending every customer to upgrade their current interface to the Lightning, right? And nowadays, in order to do a migration, of course, it's a hectic process for everyone to convert all the attachments to a Lightning related files or Lightning related nodes, Lightning related page layouts and all this stuff. But now this tool will help you out in a fraction of minutes. Within 1-2 minutes, all your attachments will converting into your files, all your nodes converting into a Classic nodes to a Lightning nodes, and it will upgrade all your Classic page layouts to the Lightning app page templates, right? So this is something which really cool stuff. If anyone trying to migrate their current platform from Classic to Lightning, I think this is the best app that what I feel, right? So my next one is especially for developers, the flow experience. See, when we initially work with the flow, we have multiple flow categories: screen flow, guided flows. Now there are some flows which works with non-guided flow and event-based flows, right? So all the flows, we do have a screen components. There's no doubt at all, but we don't have a screen component to make our CSS, right? We can't able to color the screen. We can't able to change the naming or making a more colorful text or making the more styling of our customizable things. But this app, this is unmanaged, which can provide you a good flow component, and which contains some heading and some headings and footer with buttons and info progress bars, right? And you could leverage this is one of the template, and again, bring this template, you could customize it, and then you could leverage it anywhere in Experience Cloud. You can Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, you could leverage this as well. It's like a progress indicator for anything that you would like to leverage with different colors altogether, right? Now my 12th is Agile Accelerator. This is one of the cool stuff. Again, there are a lot of project management tools available, but Agile project management tool is one of the best, what I feel, for the current system. But I can showcase some other tools as well, which impressed me a lot. But this is free. Okay. When you want to start a project management, every company leverages Jira, their Azure platform for managing projects, or maybe they'll use their internal Microsoft Azure platform, Jira, and other maybe Trello, ProofHub, all this high fancy project manager tools, which comes with a cost per user, right? But using this tool, it's an internal Salesforce, because your company is working in all the Salesforce applications. So ideally, this is the best tool for managing your entire work, the work items you have, managing backlog, sprint activities, user stories. You could log their effects and more, and all you could assign to the, because user as a user, because it's a Salesforce. Every person in your Salesforce team is your users. Altogether, you could manage with your users and assign to a user. If you don't have a Salesforce user licenses, maybe you could work with contacts. Okay, you can work with contacts. You could assign those activities to the contact so that it could at least manage your work. One person can manage all the work, and the contact automatically we could assign the notifications to them, and the person will share an access to them, so they'll update accordingly, right? So that's how this Agile Accelerator works. We could manage, and the look and feel is really good. It supports both Kanban and desktop and mobile as well. My 11th tool is when I work with, so I worked on a couple of days for Infosys, and so when I was at Infosys, I think this tool is something which come up in my mind, and I've looked at as well on 2016 when I came to Singapore on 2016 again. So after that, I mean, I'm one of the guy who has been the vision of this backend of this tool, Infosys Sandbox Manager. So you can manage your Salesforce instances with a good visualization. What it does is, initially, when you create a new sandbox, you will get to know who created a sandbox, but you really not get to know who has been deleted sandbox or who has refreshed the sandbox and all the details. But this app will give you the details about each and every sandbox, and who does what kind, who is the people came to you, and who has deleted the sandbox, who has refreshed the sandbox. And along with, it'll give you the email subscription for refresh reminder alerts as well. Nothing but for every sandbox, developer sandbox, you have an ability for 1 day refresh. There's a full copy for 30 days, partial copy 30 days, or 29 days, right? So there's a time interval between sandboxes where you can refresh. So if you want to get an alerts of those refresh sandboxes, so this app will give you an alerts as well, and it'll give you some historical tracking of sandbox, as I said. People is deleting some, and I don't have and until unless I raise a ticket, I'll not get anything. But this app will give you a historical tracking of sandbox refresh cycle as well, and it has a beautiful graphical representation of information as well. Something which people can take a look as well, right? So my 10th one is, I think Madhukar asked me a question. So funny, is there anything that you could recommend us for Salesforce reports and dashboards for sales and service? I think this is one of the best dashboard, Madhukar, the pre-configured Sales Cloud dashboards, which designed help sales team to track their progress. I mean, it contains nowadays, when you're logging into any sandbox, normally when your customer purchase any Salesforce edition, professional, enterprise, unlimited, or anything, so automatically you have an ability which you can check, because I'm opening my developer sandbox. So in developer sandbox, if I look at my current developer sandbox, right? So when I purchase a new Salesforce edition, now what Salesforce is doing is, by default, they're installing multiple AppExchange packages. You no need to install anything. They themselves are doing it on behalf of you. Those dashboards, the one which I'm talking, the pre-configured Salesforce, look at this, right? Sales and look at, right, the sales dashboard, the one sales adoption day, sales dashboard, the one I'm choosing. So here you can look at all your pre-configured Sales Cloud dashboard, the one I'm talking about. Internally, it'll give you 4 kind of a metrics, one with sales manager key metrics, executive sponsor, sales representative, key performance indicator. So this is something open sales manager metrics. So it'll automatically, this is all something which you can't able to, you haven't done it. It is something what Salesforce has done it for you, and it automatically refresh your entire stuff, and it will display all your sales related dashboards. There's a question, can we able to clone this dashboard and then add some more or change the components of this, right? Of course you can do it. You can click on it, and then you could save as well. You could save as this entire dashboard, and then you could change the changes. And people ask me questions about can we change the colors of these and all. So unfortunately you cannot able to change the colors of these, but if you want to go inside each and every lens, you can go, and then here there's a concept of here, if you want to change from this to maybe a different colors, and if you want to this, change some different color altogether, and this you can change to a different color altogether based on the setup that what you have done. The other things are, you have an ability to make your entire dashboard as light mode and dark mode as well. If you want to make your dark mode with different, automatically all will go to the dark mode. And there are people ask me a question, can we change the colors of maybe I have different stage of opportunities here there. This is given by Salesforce colors. Can I change the colors of these stages and all? Of course you does this. You have a concept of in opportunities. If I go to every pick list, only pick list you can able to change the colors. That colors will be reflected back to your reports and dashboards. Those things when you go to the opportunities, right? So, or any object. So when you go look at your pick list values, only pick list values. Okay. So when you go to the wheels and relationships, so you have a concept of, I'll go to the stage. So here I'll define all the pick list values. So in pick list values, I'll have an opportunity to look at this chart colors, right? If assign fixed colors to all values or assign colors to various dynamically. If I can go here, I can just click on OK. So here I have assigned colors dynamically, and if I can go to each and everything, I want to change the color of this. So I'm going to change to a different color altogether. So this color will automatically display inside your opportunity, the dashboard that what I've shown. Only for the values that contains the, if this value opportunity stage available in one of your dashboard and you group by this stage, then automatically these colors will be available to Salesforce dashboard. So that's how it works. And some of these dashboards will definitely help you out for sales to go and then manage your entire, because it's just very simple. You can assign these dashboards to any of the people, whichever makes you perfect for the client requirements. You could just give a demo to the client and let them use it. And you can clone, and you could add some more changes on top of it as well. So that's what the pre-configured Sales Cloud dashboard does. So let's go to the next tab. Is like clone the user. So hope everyone aware of it. If you want to clone a user, only user will be cloned, but the related items of permission sets and all those connected apps and all this stuff, normally it won't change. You have to manually assign and everything. But this app will give you a flexibility to clone all their to clone all their permission sets and all their permission groups and anything which related to the connected apps or access of Apex and Visualforce, everything will be cloned automatically. So this app can work both in Salesforce as well as in Classic and Lightning. So this is one of the cool feature where somebody from administration and productivity team would like to clone a users, then probably they can leverage this as well. So the other one is something which is really cool. I think Madhukari could look at this AppExchange package as well, called Salesforce Adoption Dashboard, which gives a lot of significant amount of adoption related to the users, because our users want to understand, because we are Salesforce ecosystem, and we have thousands of Salesforce users are available, but we really know the productivity of the person. Then this AppExchange app will give you a productivity of Salesforce adoption. That gives you the user option logins. How many people are logging into Salesforce? Okay, how many people are accessing the Salesforce? highest number of logins, advanced, active Salesforce, all user logins, login by regional wise, department wise, role wise. You could get to know this detail so that you could aware of it. The person is really working on your platform or not, or else he's taking a time or spending where he's spending most of the time that he's working with Salesforce. So this is something which is really good, where you could be able to make it proactivity or profitability in terms of managing your users' productivity. And there are other things inside adoption. There are 3 dashboards which is given by Salesforce. One with user adoption, the other one with sales and marketing adoption. So this which gives you your leads, your last number of 30 days leads, opportunities, and opportunities trends, count of all leads, opportunities again, lead with the key fields populated, and your opportunity stages, all the details. So this is what this app does. And it has, as I said, right, it has 3 dashboards inside, and it has 42 reports available, and you could make it more countable as well. Something is really good. My 7th one is adding multiple related records. So it is something when I'll explain you a bit. I'll probably explain you a bit while open to the app. So this is something which gives you a very comfortable to manage. Let's take an example, right? When you want to onboard or when you want to go to any new user, the user is something where you are a customer rep. You want to collect some information from a person who's already, you're talking to a phone, and you want to make them, you want to create a lead automatically. And you have to go to the leads. Normally, how you do is, normally in Salesforce, you click on leads, you enter new lead, and you click any lead and go and then fill the information. After the filled information, so there is some more information. You have to capture the consent of the person, and after the consent, you have to let them know understanding of the terms and conditions of the leads and all this stuff, right? This is a kind of screen flow component. There is a, if you want to do such things, there is a process given by Salesforce, which you could make a count of every flow template here. You can see this will give you, when you start with adding records, you choose a person from here or create a new contact. After that, it'll give you an option to choose or add multiple related records from different template as well. Maybe if this person already in a system, so you want to match this contact, you want to add multiple related records, you could leverage this tool for managing everything. It has a series of steps, and you could purely customize this tool, or it's again an unmanaged package where you can try it out with your own client requirements. Right. So when you go back to the next one, so Tracker. So this is something again one of the cool app. When a new person joins in your company, you want to make sure that person has been completed his all responsibilities in terms of onboarding activities, right? So there are some onboarding activities, nothing but when a new person joins the company, HR will onboard him. HR will let him know the company policies. HR will let them know the company trainings, and HR will give some sort of milestones. Okay, you have to complete within 30 days. You have to complete this within 60 days. You have to achieve this, right? So all this normally is going to be available inside this Tracker app, which is really fun and cool app. And it has a gamification of entire stuff, and it will have all the activities to be added to the onboarding process, like a template. It'll give a template based on the employee designation. You can go and then create a templates. When you create a user, automatically you can choose automatically that user based on the profile. We will automatically, that person will get notification to get all the activities for the next 10 days, 30 days, and 60 days of his own time, right? So all those things will be available for that user. So this is something really cool. Nothing but Tracker employee onboarding. You guys can try it out as well. Any low SMB companies or ESMB companies, so probably could leverage this. So my top 5. So these are pop-ups. Pop-ups, nothing but when it's like it's again like good notification kind of an app when you want to add a quick account, when you want to add a new account contact opportunity. So it'll give a pop-up. We can just leverage these actions to create a new contact. You don't need to go to multiple tabs. Of course, you can go and then create an account from there, but here we'll give a quick kind of pop-ups to manage your entire stuff. So you can effortlessly configure how you want to have a notifications to appear for styling options, model, toast flow, and it's absolutely free. No coding experience is required. So it's as a managed package, unfortunately, but it has a frequent updates altogether. They're built very nicely. Just take it out this pop-ups as well for making your lives easier. It works in both Salesforce communities as well as Salesforce Sales and Service Clouds. So this is something which I would like to tell you all the Salesforce admins and whoever is a part of the migration team and whoever part of the management team who will provide entire documents to the customer. Once you complete the project, normally what will happen is you have to hand over all the metadata to the customer's GitHub repositories or any other repositories. Normally this is the app which will capture all your metadata, Apex classes, components, and everything into a different kind of versioning platforms. Like you can do it in a PDF, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and fill files as well. So there's something cool app. I think there's one more app which I really like called Configure Workbook that I mentioned in my other apps. I'll showcase that as well. And this is something cool available as a free AppExchange app again. So top 3 is something change management and login. So this is where people really love a lot. People are, of course, there are so many people are when you recommend a lot of users in your Salesforce system where guys, let's move classic to lighting. So how many days that you could, how many times you let them know, right? So I think it's very tedious for everyone to send a notifications, email notifications all together to convert, or in any meeting ask all the sales guys to convert into lightning, everything. But now what this tool will give you is not only for change management, but automatically give you whenever you're trying to log in, it'll be a pop-up. The pop-up will tell you all the announcements, whatever your company has, all the details or whatever you would like to know them. This simple tool will give you, while you log in, it will give you a pop-up. While you log out also, it will give you a pop-up. Because every time we are reminding them to, proactively talk something. So there's any festivals or anything that you can pop up some messages before they log out or log in, right? This is something you can manage this text and everything. If you want to let your trainers to train on something, so you could add this kind of things as well. You could add some trailhead activities and everything. So this is a cool, really, really nice one. Java is again a build on flow, which is walk-in, login flow. So the top 2 is a data loader. I know there are a couple of other data loaders available, which is coming especially from Salesforce Labs, where they're recommending for Jitterbiter data loader. But I feel like there are other data loaders called dataloader.io, which is free again, but up to permissible number of operations. And of course, we all leverage data loader as a normal free tool for everything. But I'll tell you why the difference between this and other tools. So those Jitterbiter data loader, which supports for FTP integration as well. So if you want to migrating any data from FTP, or you want to integrate data from FTP locations or any database connectors like ODBC, JDBC drivers and all the stuff. So especially this Jitterbiter can support for bringing the data from any databases to Salesforce. It has a pure flow workflow connectors available, pure configuration, and it's a winner of Dreamforce Jam in 2019 as well. Right. So it's one of the good tools that what I've seen again in the long back. So the top one for Salesforce Labs perspective, consent capture. So this is one of the cool feature when you're working with multiple companies to manage their customers' privacy on Salesforce. Whenever you work with, I'm a sales, have iPad or any support people or any other people who has an iPad or any mobile phone, where before they enter the data into Salesforce, there is a package called consent. So it'll give you all the best consent platform which you could configure their consent. I can showcase that how it look like. So once you install this AppExchange package, so before you onboarding the app, there is an object specially introduced recently called consent type information. That is an object where you can store all the consent, and that is an object where we are integrating to Marketing Cloud for all the consent related stuff. If you look at this consent capture, you have a multiple consent kind of stuff. When you look at this contact, and what kind of consent capture you want to do it, email, phone, mailing address. So you have to ask to the customer to get the details about it. And you see marketing communications, what kind of marketing communication that person would like to receive. You can manage this product communications or any other communications, everything that you could manage here. So this is one of the cool, I really love this idea. And I think a good thing is Salesforce Labs introduced with a lot of feedback from all the customers across the platform. So that's it, it works. And after this, so these are all some of the top 15 AppExchange apps. Now let's see if anyone has any questions before I'm moving into next session. Okay. Now we look at the top 15, but I would like to talk about with my research and with my understanding on the platform. So I brought up different apps with different categories. So if you look at I categorized with the sales, and I given the link as well, what kind of app would really make sense for sales. So there's an SDocs app where you can leverage for automating your documents, because if you want to create a quotation and then get a signed contract from your customers, you could leverage SDocs. It's a free again, and you could get all those invoices, proposals, and everything will be coming through SDocs, because it's something, free is nothing, but there are something which is free until some sort of extent, but after that you have to pay as per their app licensing structure. And in terms of customer service, you see that what I've added, there are some survey apps available in Salesforce, because there is a Salesforce normal survey force is available until it has a lot of limitations. But there are other things Survey Vista apps allow to create a different corporate branded surveys, and this is one of the good apps, Survey Vista app. Just take a look and make it worth it for it. Has a lot of inbuilt KPIs available and all this stuff. And campaign monitoring apps, Certificate Survey, and customers have round robin record assignment. So people will struggle a lot about how to assign a records round robin. Nothing but in omni-channel, you have flexibility to assign those records in a round robin through a live agent. But for sales and other people, right? So they'll really struggle a lot. So they want to assign their ownership of the records to a group of people, one after other, right? So customer service is the one who leverages this under round robin AppExchange app. There are other apps, especially in ID and admin, dataloader.io, Dupe Catcher, Mass Update and Mass Edit. And I covered Jitterbit here as well. And you have if you want to update records with Mass Update, Mass Edit, and Mass Delete, so you can use this as well. JPR, address tool for duplicate entries. Field Trip is one of my best apps. So this is something where I still leverage for enterprise architecting solutions. If I want to, go for any customer and do a org check, I'll use this app to install, and then this app will give you the flexibility of there's a vendor who created 100 fields, but they are not leveraging 100 fields. There is no data for 100 fields. If you're not leveraging that field and there's no data inside that field, essentially how it works is it will capture an entire CPU time of your system, and it doesn't make sense for without data you have so many fields. And I would love to use this tool for everyone to clean up their fields if there is no data resides with Salesforce objects. This is something very good. It'll give you a complete graphical representation of and it is a free tool. So there are other things, especially I would love in terms of human resources. There's M2, My V2 Mom app, and enterprise resource planning. ABN lookup is one of the perfect fit for system admins to deals with any data related stuff for local regulations of registries, Australian validate of store ABN data and all the stuff. Customer service, again, Survey Vista apps, collaboration, Cloud Coach fundamentals, Box, integrating your Box, SL Accelerator, drag and drop and upload, unload, collaboration. You can look at analytics wise, finance wise, what are all the apps. That gives you free. They're all free apps. Okay, so there's something you don't require to purchase or anything, but these are all free apps where you could leverage most out of which and then make it work for each and everything, right? So these are all the apps in terms of the Google, the AppExchange apps, that what I feel is something which is really worth it for everyone to make it your daily love count, right? Let's see if anyone has any. To remove data duplicate, yes, there is an app available that I've shown here. So you could use this address tools free, one of the data duplicacy. I recommend, Madhukar, first leverage or enable duplicate management rules and the matching rules. That is one of the Salesforce out of the box. If it doesn't satisfy or it has problems with your internal process builder or anything, then there are some other tools called dupe catcher. Is one of the free dupe catcher. You could just get your eliminated. So this will help you out to get duplicates your existing data. So there is some data, right, which you see which you see duplicacy. Then probably you could install this tool and then you could run the jobs. Automatically will give you duplicates with respect to your email based on the rules that what you define. So this is again a free tool which you could leverage for managing your data cleanups and all the stuff. Look at this. So it'll ask you to build one rule. And after that, based on your rule, you can look at all the conditions here, and then you can run your rule. Automatically, it'll give you the results. And along with, you see this entire concept normally is built on duplicate rules and matching rules mechanism. So I would recommend to leverage that first, and after that, leverage this dupe catcher address matching tools as well. Okay, I think if any questions apart from this, or else I'll jump into our next topic and our last topic as well. Salesforce Chrome extensions. I believe everyone know this Chrome extensions heavily. Chrome extensions are in daily life. Normally, I go with a lot of Chrome extensions because if you look at this, right? So when I have this tools, when I look at my Chrome extensions, I'll show you that what kind of tools that normally I use. So when you look at my extensions, I normally leverage EasyCred Salesforce to manage my profiles permission set from object standards, and hence the Salesforce dashboard, which is something you have something in Salesforce, right? Until you click on refresh, the dashboard won't go under refresh. But this app, this Chrome extension will automatically give you an ability to check it out when you want to refresh this dashboard. You want to refresh in every 10 minutes, 5 minutes, everything that this dashboard will give you out. There's a concept where if I can go this, let me go to the dashboards. So here I'll have an extensions available. So if I can go to this Salesforce enhancer dashboard, see here it'll ask you for every minute you want to, or every 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. If you keep every 10 seconds, it's a pain point for your CPU load time. I would recommend to keep at least 5 minutes or at least 1 hour to refresh automatically. So if you keep it 5 minutes, automatically it will be refresh your dashboard. If you keep 10 seconds, right? Let's take an example. And if I can go back to my dashboard. So like 1:30 it refreshed. Immediately in 10 seconds, it automatically refreshed. Every 10 seconds, it automatically refreshed. Right, so this, you can see here, it automatically refresh 10 seconds. So for next 10 seconds, it automatically refresh. So it's a pain point until you come to the dashboards. It's not something how it works is you have to come to the dashboard, you have to click on the dashboard in order to refresh it, and it'll throw you error. You can't refresh this dashboard more than once a minute. So ideally, what you have to do is you have to make at least 1 minute to not to throw that error. Make it at least 1 hour. Right. So this is how it works, and this is one of the cool. The other extensions what I use as Evergage Launcher is something Interaction Studio one, and I use as Salesforce Files Mass Delete one. You can mass delete the files. Advanced code searcher is something where you could search with your code. This is one of the I really use very heavily on the Salesforce code searcher as well, because it will give you a lot of improvement in terms of, because this code searcher works both Lightning and Classic, but when I write a code, I always prefer to leverage Classic rather than Lightning, because Classic is more faster compared to Lightning still. Yes. So here what I have an option is when I go to the setup, so automatically my advanced code searcher, when available, you can see you can search with your metadata with simple search. It automatically give you a lot of results. You can just enter, it will give you a lot of results. Along with, it'll give you search with your code with trigger class, trigger component, VF component, and code coverage also. You could get your all code coverage with extract. We can click on go. It'll give you your code coverage details about all your components, and Lightning Linter, which gives you your components, passes the components in server, whether your complete Lightning components are more server centric and looking good, making your code life easier. So Lightning Linter is the one. AppExPMD, which gives you a lot of code quality in terms of you're managing what kind of code you're written, how many static code, how many static content that you implemented in code, how your entire lines of code, and there is amount of space issues and all this stuff. So those things you can get it here. So this is one of the cool tool, and I really love this advanced code searcher. Apart from this, so there are other tools that my favorites normally for Salesforce search box, and SAML Tracer is something I use for some integrations. And if I build any mobile app and I want to test it out, I'll use the Salesforce One Sandbox simulators for sandbox and production, and I want to quickly test that my application, how it works in Salesforce One mobile app. Right. So these are all some of my top picks, which I daily use my Chrome extensions. And apart from this, I have my top 3 in terms of from the global standard perspective. One is Salesforce Inspector, which gives you a lot of details about your, let me showcase that as well. So maybe that'll give you a lot of clarity. So if I can go to any opportunities normally, and here there's a here, I have an option. Look at this. If I can click on any one. I'll just check whether I have an app or not. No, I don't have an app. Unfortunately, I don't have a Chrome extension. But essentially, that how it gives a lot of flexibility on checking your entire metadata of each and every record as well. If you look at this record normally, so when you just hover this one, automatically give you the API field and what is the validations and everything has been written on this field. So it'll give you all the information. So these are all the topics for Salesforce Inspector, Advanced Code Searcher, the one which I've shown you, and the Organizer for Salesforce is one of the good tool to manage your entire logins, to access the developer console. So if you want to go to developer console, it'll take at least a minute for you to load your console and then query. But this tool, this plugin will give you a lot about your details. You can quickly write a query and get the results. You can export those results as well. So these are all my topics. Along with this, I have my top 25 Chrome extensions, which covers everything. You see Salesforce Inspector, Advanced Code Searcher, Organizer for Salesforce, Navigator, and Change Set Helper, Mass Editor, Enhanced Code Searcher, Booster for Salesforce, Sandbox Favicon, Code Copy. There are so many things out there which really cool. If you want to go and then try it out, you can try it out as well, right? So that's it, team, from my side. And if you want to try it out, please connect with Salesforce Labs and then go to the GitHub Salesforce account and then find out free apps. And then you could try it out with lab solutions to install and then extend your capabilities with your own coding skills as per the client requirements. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Prashant, for giving an opportunity and talking on this session. Let me see if any questions, if anyone has. Funny, the client will give CSV file that contain huge duplicate data. Sometimes it's not possible to apply VLOOKUP also. Is there any app for Excel? No, Madhukar. Sorry, there's no VLOOKUP app that gives anything. You have to do yourself VLOOKUP and then get the most out of it. And then prepare the data first, and after that, load the data into Salesforce. That's what our recommendations. Anyone has any questions? Yeah, I think I've taken just an hour session. Thank you, Prashant, for giving us an opportunity to talk on this session, and looking forward to talk many more sessions. Thank you again.
Thanks, Phaneendra.